That's the question I've found myself asking the most is like, what do I want? And I don't know how to answer that because I've been so busy making sure everybody else's needs are met.
There's so many things that I want that contradict each other.
You can do anything you want, but you can't do everything you want.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm like, well, watch me try.
Welcome back to the podcast. Today we are talking about our summer highlights. Summer's just ending for you, Mick, because Tess just started school last week.
Yeah, last Wednesday.
I feel like I'm having a never-ending summer because we won't enroll them until we move down to Arizona. And I feel like it started in April because we came to visit Tyler for spring break. And so it kind of felt like a summer kickoff. So I just feel like I've had the longest summer ever.
I feel like my summer went really quickly and was really short.
I mean, it's not like I did a lot.
But you've been living without your husband while being pregnant and having 2 toddlers. So that would make for a very long summer.
Yeah, it has been long.
I forget, I want to shout out what I've been working on, which is this back to school gift guide. So I've been making a guide that busy moms can use this to give gifts to teachers as they're gearing up for back to school. I know a lot of people in Arizona, we've already been back in school for a little bit, but this could be gifts, you can repurpose it throughout the year. And it doesn't have to be just back to school, but this guide is specifically geared towards back to school. So I'm going to be posting it on the Ader Goods website. It'll be $5 for 5 gift ideas. Ader was created to help take the mental load off of moms. I feel like every day we are bombarded with messaging and made to feel like there's one more thing we have to do on our to-do list. And so the whole point of Ader was to create something that would lighten the mental load for moms. So as I'm working on new products and things, this was something that I created to help lighten the load. And I want to do more things like it in the future, but wanted to shout that out as you're getting ready for the back to school year. We'll link it in our stories once it's up. Check it out if you need help with gift giving for your teacher this year.
How often do you give your teachers a gift?
I haven't usually done back to school gifts, but I know there are several parents at my school that do it. And I think it's a nice way to like kick off the year and just show appreciation for your teacher. And they often have like classroom wish list stuff. So a lot of the gift guides I put in there like, throw in an Apple gift card or a Target and Amazon gift card with this gift, because then that can help the teacher to fulfill their wish list. And so there's, things they need at the beginning of the year, but then also typically we do a Christmas gift, a birthday gift, depending on when the teacher's birthday is, and a teacher appreciation gift. And a lot of times at my school, because all the parents, like we know each other, we will communicate and go in on a bigger gift. And so that's how I geared some of these gifts in the gift guide is there's an option for doing like a bigger gift for your teacher. And that's something you could go in with other parents from the class. If there's a parent partner, you could coordinate with them to go in on like a bigger gift for the teacher. And then there's also a cheaper version for each one. So under $35 if you're doing it just yourself. That would be a more budget-friendly option to give to the teacher. I included a get to know your teacher. Our PTO usually sends one out to each teacher and then they just keep them on file. But just in case your PTO doesn't, you could send it to your teacher, have them fill it out. So then throughout the year, as you're giving them gifts, you know their birthday, you know their favorite candy bar, you know where they like to shop. All those questions are on there to help give you an idea and just get to know your teacher so that the gift giving can become more personal.
What a good idea, Mick.
Thank you.
Okay, into our summer highlights. We're going to skip our glimmers this week because we're going to kind of wrap them into our summer highlights, summer glimmers. Any memories or things that stuck out like right off the bat as a glimmer or just a highlight for the summer?
One of the biggest glimmers for me was going to Jake's cousin's wedding. We got to go to Denver for her wedding, and it was just such a beautiful weekend. The way that she curated it, the hotel she picked, just everything. We stayed at the Dairy Block down in Denver, which is the super cute hotel, and it has like a little market attached to it. So there's shops and restaurants, and at the hotel, you got like a happy hour drink every night. The rooms themselves were super cute, super close to a lot of stuff in Denver, and just got to like connect with all of Jake's family, which I love getting to connect with that side of his family. We don't see them very often because the majority of them are out in Denver. And so it was nice to just be able to connect and see everybody. And then that night at the hotel, there actually was a fire alarm that went off at like midnight. So literally everyone had just started falling asleep, and then we all ended up on the street together, just like chit-chatting and talking more, which was funny. There wasn't actually a fire. I think something in the parking garage set it off. So even though that was annoying to have to get out of bed, it was nice to continue conversations with everybody. And then the day of the wedding, it had started to rain just a tiny bit. And the best way to describe Jake's cousin is just like sunshine. She's just like a ball of joy and light and good positive energy. But we had sat down for the wedding ceremony, and it had started to rain just a tiny bit. And then she started to walk out, and the song she was walking down the aisle to was Here Comes the Sun. And right as the song started playing, the clouds literally just like parted, and like the sun came out. Like it was the most perfect thing. And then just their love for each other. I had just met her husband for the first time, being at the wedding, but their love for each other was just so real, so magical. The way they looked at each other during their vows, the words they were speaking to each other, you could just tell it was so heartfelt and just so magical. And then for the reception, she just wanted a big pizza and ice cream party, and that's what it was. We had pizza, like all you can eat pizza, and all the pizzas were so different and so good. And then she had an ice cream truck come, but that was one of my top highlights, just being able to be there and witness the joy and love that they shared. Truly just felt like what a wedding should be, of just like a celebration of their love.
That sounds fun. Okay, I have 2 products, I guess you would say, that were a highlight. So we got a playground at the beginning of summer, and that has been so amazing for my girls. In the morning, I'm like, go outside and play, and they just go out and start playing on the playground immediately, and it's been such a weight off my shoulders because I'm like, they're not begging for a show first thing in the morning. You're right here in my yard, and so it's great. And then the pool, obviously, being pregnant in the summer, it's been so hot and you're just like uncomfortable. But I'll just go out and float and sit and hang out there, and my girls love it. So that's been great. And then a moment from the summer that I loved was channeling with Gabby, with our family. I just thought that was so fun and just a special experience.
Yeah, I remember being pregnant with Tess, and the pool, like it was March, and so it was just starting to get warm enough to where I could get in the pool and would like feel some relief, because she dropped in my hips really early. And then March 2020, everything shut down. People couldn't go in pools. I was like, you've got to be kidding me.
So annoying.
So I would have to drive out to mom's like 35 minutes if I wanted to get in the pool, instead of just down the street at my HOA, which was a bummer, but the pool definitely helps relieve some tension down there.
Definitely. Okay. Favorite day or experience from the summer?
Probably one of my favorites was that Quinn was born. That was exciting. The day that she was born, being able to go out and see her and meet her.
That's our niece.
Yes, Quinn is our niece, Cedric and Marley's baby, our brother Cedric. And then also we went to LA for the 4th. Our friends invited us to go out to LA. Their family has a beach house out there. So we got to go out there for a few days and just relax and do nothing on the beach. California is my happy place, and where they have the beach house is where Jake had gotten a job offer, and like where we would have moved if we ever did do that. And I'm like, dang it, did I miss my opportunity to move to California? Like I was so quick to say no when he got the job opportunity, because we were literally painting our baseboards in our house after finishing this year-long remodel as he gets this job offer. And I'm like, heck no, I'm not moving to like a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house or apartment or something. But I just really do love California.
I have not been to California since we went to Disneyland when Starly was 2. She was 2. Yeah.
It's like 4 years ago.
Yeah. That was when we went for Halloween. And then if you want to ask me where I've been on vacation since then, nowhere. So
the answer is nowhere.
Yeah. So it's not like I'm going all these other places and just not California. I just have not traveled at all. Okay, my favorite thing that I did this summer was going to the spa with Tyler for our anniversary. I can't remember if I talked about it on here at all, but we just went to the Grand Hyatt spa and we did massages, and then there's like a pool outside, and we just basically hung out by the pool most of the day, and it was so relaxing and lovely and just nervous system reset. And obviously have not seen Tyler very much this summer, so great to see him for a little bit and like have uninterrupted time with him.
That was for your anniversary, right? 10-year anniversary.
Yeah, our 10-year. I was like, maybe we can go like on a fun baby moon, like actually go somewhere. We had so many ideas, and then it's always like, well, we didn't plan anything, so should we just hurry and book something?
See, this is why I was so confused when Gabby was saying that I'm the free-spirited one and Cebrina is the structured planner, because we are very much the opposite.
Yes. Planning things, which I feel like this is part of why I have OCD, although undiagnosed, because I get all of these options and it's like, let's go to Mexico, let's go to Florida, let's go to Hawaii. I'm like, okay, which one? And then I'll start looking at flights. And then it's like, okay, I could go on Delta or Southwest. And it's like, I could use points with this, but then I'm like, okay, well, where would we even stay and what would we do? And like, Tyler's more of an adventurer and I'm more of a let's just sit on the beach and do nothing. And so then I have all these options and there's too many options and I can't decide on anything. And so now I'm overwhelmed and I just do nothing.
Well, maybe you just have ADHD.
Probably. I'm sure I do.
You said OCD.
I think both.
Oh.
The OCD is more of like, which one do I pick? And I can't pick one because then I'm like, well, then I'm missing out on this other opportunity. I get so wrapped up in, well, if I pick this, would this have been better?
Gotcha.
Hence no vacation for 4 years. And even that vacation, I didn't plan a single thing. I bought flights because I knew where to go and what the dates were. And Mikaela did everything else.
I planned it all because I'm the planner.
Yeah.
But apparently that's just my trauma response.
Yeah.
I'm meant to be chaotic and magical and a fairy.
Mm-hmm. Okay, next category, books.
I've started probably 4 or 5 books this summer, and I listened to one, which was Yesteryear. Apparently it's a thriller. I didn't realize it was supposed to be a thriller until I had finished it and I was on TikTok, and it was like 5 thriller books you should read, and Yesteryear was one of them. I was like, that was a thriller? It just didn't feel like it to me, but I listened to Yesteryear, which is inspired by Ballerina Farms and her life, but it's a fiction book. And I wanted to shout out Chris's future mother-in-law wrote a book called Birthday Wish Blake, and I bought that and took it to the beach with me and got through a good chunk of it on the beach. And it's a super cute story about a girl that like makes a birthday wish and she wishes this singer that she's in love with, she wishes him back to life. Super cute story if you need a light, easy rom-com read. And I've been reading a book called How to Break the Habit of Being Yourself, which is all about quantum physics, which ties into like a lot of what Gabby talks about and manifestation and stuff like that. And so that one's a lot deeper of a read because there's a lot of science behind it. So it's taken me a lot longer to get through that one, but I have gotten through a good chunk of it. And then I just started reading a book called Lonesome Dove. It's like a very Wild West book. And the guy that I'm listening to it and the guy that reads it has a very thick accent.
Like Southern accent.
Not even like Southern, it's like hillbilly. So I think I'm following it, but I'm not 100% sure. But I saw on TikTok that it was a really good book, so I'm listening to it.
Nice. Very fun. What about shows? Do you have any shows?
Just all my Bravo shows. There's also been the Dancing with the Stars Next Pro.
Oh, yeah, I want to watch that. I haven't.
Yeah, it's interesting because I don't know if I'm just used to seeing all the pros and they're all like so exceptionally good that when I watch these people, I'm like, is this your first time like dancing in a competition ever? They just don't seem as good to me.
I did see one video of Briar, but she like slipped in it. And I was like, that didn't seem like what I've seen her dance previously. I'm like, how did you slip on that move?
Well, there was another guy this past week that he slipped and fell and like couldn't get up. Like he kept trying to get back up and he couldn't get up. And it was on the performance floor. So I don't know if they just like waxed that really good or what, but she's not the only one to fall on the floor so far.
Interesting.
But I'm trying to picture them dancing with a celebrity and like teaching a celebrity ballroom. And I'm like, you don't seem that much good than Robert Irwin or Alex
That much
Earl.
good? That much gooder?
That much gooder than them. That much better than the celebrities that come on the show.
I watched Off Campus. I watched a couple shows. I have not had a ton of time because I've given up on bedtime. My kids just end up sleeping with me, and then I go to bed early. And I don't understand how people have time to watch shows for themselves, like adult shows that they want.
I got in a really bad habit of staying up till like midnight to watch all my shows. So
Yeah, see, that's what I would have to do.
I'm trying to get out of the habit.
I mean, I feel like summer, you kind of just let loose, stay up late, and then fall comes around and school starts, and you're like, oh, okay, I'm getting back into the routine, go to bed at a decent time. Anyway, Off Campus obviously was a big one this summer. Loved that one. I did watch, now I can't think of the name. It's the one in Canada.
That narrows it down.
I can't remember. It's the one they have like a cabin up in Canada. It's like British Columbia, I think. It's just like a romance, like two brothers, like so similar to The Summer I Turned Pretty, but different at the same time.
I'm going to look it up. Oh,
The other one, though, that I watched was Elle. Did you watch that yet?
oh yeah, I loved Elle. Elle was really cute.
Yeah, that was cute. I watched it with the girls because there's just so many dumb shows out there. And they've been watching so much TV because parenting alone, working at home, I have been down a babysitter. So I'm like, need all the help I can get. But they watch all these shows and I'm like, these are so dumb. So you guys are going to watch Elle with me because I cannot sit through another one of these crazy ones. So anyway, we watched that together. It was really fun.
Is it every year after the other one you were talking about?
Yes, I think that's the one. Every year after sounds right.
I started that. It was two brothers. And she goes back for their mom's funeral or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like cute and it sets it up for a second season, but it was more one of those that I was like, I could have watched that like in the background while I was making dinner or something. I didn't really need to sit down for it.
I did watch the one with Jennifer Garner. I think it's on Peacock, but it's like 5-star weekend or something. And she invites different people from different phases of her life.
Did her son die or something?
Her husband.
Okay.
She's like a food blogger and she finds out her husband died. And I was hesitant to watch it and I procrastinated it, but it ended up kind of being a thriller itself and was really cute. And also Widow's Bay. I watched Widow's Bay this summer and I just loved it so much. It's on Apple TV. Don't watch it with kids. It's more of a scary thriller, but every time it would be like at the peak scary moment, they would have this comedic relief and it would just crack me up. And I thought it was such a good show.
Nice. Okay. Any treats of the summer that you loved or food?
Well, I said Snoasis because I got to go to Snoasis and have my red raspberry and cheesecake snow cone with ice cream at the bottom. That has been my favorite since I worked there like 14 years ago. So I was excited to have that. And then, of course, we grabbed Grandma Sycamore's bread from Fry's or Smith's on the way home from Utah because that's my favorite bread. I don't really eat very much bread, but when I get a loaf of that, I will go through it so fast.
That's funny.
Yeah. And I've been buying they've started selling the glass bottles of Diet Coke.
Mm-hmm.
And so any chance I find those, I grab some. And those are my favorite little drink of the summer.
Does it taste different to you or it's just the experience of the glass bottle?
I think the texture of the glass around my lips is different than a can or sucking from a straw. The glass bottle just hits different.
There's a little bit of grainy, like maybe some dirt from the glass that's hitting you. That's what I'm craving right now.
Yeah. There's some minerals in the glass.
That's funny. I had Snoasis on my list as well, but I love the tiger's blood with cream on top. But this year they didn't put all the flavor, it didn't go all the way to the bottom. And so the first time I got it, I actually had a good chunk of just plain shaped ice, no flavor on it. And that was actually so good. I was like, I should have just ordered one with no flavorings on it because it would have been cheaper and
filled your craving.
Yeah. And I made indoor s'mores this summer for the 4th of July and I just forget how good they are. It's golden grams, marshmallows, and coated in this chocolate. Anyway, so good. But if you're local to Arizona, we just tried Schnepp Farm in Queen Creek, and it was super good. We tried their cinnamon rolls. They were huge and really yummy. And then we tried Bake the Cookie Shop in Tempe. It's a scoopable cookie, and then they put soft serve on it. We shared one thing for all 4 of me and my family, and it was plenty. And Yeah, the drink that I love is just like a lemonade from the farmer's market is my favorite. Reminds me of summer and it's so refreshing and hits so hard when you're out in the hot sun. Okay, do you have a product that you loved buying this summer?
I put Kula sunscreen because I've been loving their sunscreen. It's expensive, but it's the best because it doesn't feel like, usually you get oily or like kind of have that feel of sunscreen on you after.
Mhm.
It's very light and it doesn't feel like you have sunscreen. It just feels like you just put lotion on. So they have a spray version, they have face lotion, they have a sunscreen chapstick, which I love. I feel like it actually stays on my lips and it doesn't leave a white residue like sometimes the Burt's Bees ones do. So yeah, just love all their sunscreen.
Kind of a similar topic. I bought this leave-in conditioner. It's from a brand called So Cozy, I think, and it's a post-swim leave-in conditioner, and so it has like activated charcoal in it, which is supposed to do something with chlorine. But I've been spraying it in my girls' hair after they swim, and I feel like it helps not have that like grainy, yucky, stringy feel after swimming.
Does it help with the color too? Because Sora's hair gets so green.
I think Sora's hair is just gonna be that way for a while.
I mean, it doesn't look green most of the time, but when she was at my house and we didn't
Yeah.
shower for like a day after swimming, it definitely got green.
Yeah, well, we swam for the first time in like late March, early April, and immediately it turned green. I was like, "Oh, what the heck?" And I was like washing it and I'm like, "This is not coming out." And I feel like ever since then, it's just had a tint. And Kelsey, our sister's a hairdresser, so she's like has some special powder that you put in or something that's supposed to help with the color. And she did that, and I've done it once, so she's had that done twice to her hair, and we wash it 9.9 times out of 10, and it still is green sometimes, so I think it's just done for.
She rocks it.
So, I don't know if it's supposed to help with that or not, but helps the texture for sure. And then another product that I bought this summer was the Tarte Tubing Mascara. I've been trying to find my favorite mascara for so many years. And then a bunch of people were like, the Better Than, forget the brand that sells the Better Than Sex mascara.
I don't know that brand. I only know it as a cake.
The cake's really good. Too Faced. It's Too Faced Better Than Sex. I followed an influencer and she's like, I'm looking for the best mascara. And she had like a bunch of comments and so many people. She's like, by far, most recommended, Better Than Sex. And I was like, okay, I guess I have to try this one. I was so underwhelmed by it. Like, my eyelashes have never been shorter in my entire life. Any drugstore brand is better than that one. And it was like $30. So anyway, the Tarte, I bought that shortly after. 10 out of 10. Love it. And it's tubing, so there's not a lot of flakes, if any. So yeah, those are my products of the summer.
Nice. So let's get into some of the best things that we did this summer with our kids. What did you do with your kids that you felt like was the best? You've kind of been with them nonstop this summer.
Yeah. I've had no options other than with kids. So obviously swimming, my kids have been very good swimmers this summer. And so I have been able to just like sit in a floaty and hang out while they're doing whatever in the pool, which has been great. We've been getting froyo and they love it. They think it's so fun. I think it is a fun experience because I like to see what they pick, but they're like 20 different flavors and 20 different toppings. And after the first time I went, I was like, okay, we got to set some ground rules here because your thing maxed out and those flavors did not go together. So that has been fun. And the river was really fun with them. I want to take them back. Surprise, nature is so great. I just don't ever go out there. So when we did go to the river, it's really nice.
Yeah, I would say just getting to spend time with Tess because, she's in school most of the time while we're both working. And so the times that she is off, I do like to take the time to get to be with her. Jake got to take a couple of weeks off just to spend time with her while she was out of school, which was really great. And then also just getting to be with family and like all the kids and cousins can all just play with each other now. She loves the time that she gets to spend with cousins on both Jake's side of the family and our side of the family. So I love that we can do that in the summer. And some of the best things to do without kids, Jake and I have been trying to prioritize our date nights more, which is nice to just get the time to connect with each other and work on our relationship. And similar to what you and Tyler did, I have a friend who at the beginning of every school year does an all-day spa day. We go to Aji Spa by my house, but it's just all the moms. We get together. We schedule our different services at different times because you get access to the pool all day, and it's an adult-only pool. So we're just like lounging by the pool, getting drinks and food, and everything's so fresh and farm to table. And then you just get to leave and go get your massage or your pedicure or whatever, and then come back and keep hanging out and drinking. And so that's a tradition that she's had. I've only been able to go once. We're trying to plan it now that school's back in session, but that's something that is really, really fun to do without kids.
That sounds really fun, especially without kids. Let's see, without kids, anything sounds fun at this point.
Yeah. Not having a kid growing inside your body.
Yeah, that would be lovely if he could evacuate now.
Did you do anything this summer that you thought would be fun with your kids, but then it wasn't?
We made s'mores this summer at mom's house, and it was so crazy and like not fun. We were trying to do cookie dough, like roast cookie dough on a stick. It kept getting too hot and then it'd fall off, and then it was a gas fire pit, so it's not like you can just leave it there and it'll burn away like a wood fire pit. So anyway, that was a big flop. But we had the girls with us and they're wanting their s'mores. So we're like trying to make s'mores, and Sora's trying to hold the thing, and then it like will touch the rocks that are decorative rock. And then we would make the s'more, and then Sora ate it. And I think we had cookies that night because I was like, okay, this isn't working. I'll just go bake them in the oven. So I think we had a cookie and a s'more, and Sora got done eating, and I had gone inside to wash her hands, which that's a whole other thing. You're like eating this s'more. I'm like, how are you doing this with kids when you're camping? Because I needed like a full rinse off, arms, hands, everything after that. And anyway, Sora goes inside and she's crying because her belly hurts. She's like, I'm never eating sugar again. Like, I'm sorry, like it was probably too much, but now we know. And next day she's like, I want to make s'mores. I'm like, of course. Yeah. Anyway, that was an experience that was not the best.
Well, something that I thought would be fun this summer but wasn't was my week alone where Jake took Tess and the dogs, and I was just like alone at home for a whole week, which in theory sounds great, but it just was really such an eerie feeling to all of the sudden have zero responsibilities. I mean, usually there's still the dogs or something for me to take care of. And so to have nobody needing me to take care of them, I don't have to be home at any time for anybody. I don't need to wake up for anybody. Like it was just a very odd feeling and kind of made it hard to enjoy it.
If I have a night alone, like kids are with a babysitter and Tyler's gone, it's like, oh my gosh, all this freedom. And then you're like, but wait, what do I do with myself? I have all this time. So I can understand a week alone would be a lot.
Yep. Obviously your summer has felt exhausting for a number of reasons, not having a husband, being pregnant, and having 2 toddlers to take care of. But I feel like most parents, when I go to back to school night, everybody's like, hallelujah, we're back in school. And I think that's just because there is so much attention needed as when kids are home, like constant snacks, constant wanting to do this, I'm bored, where they just don't have their routine anymore.
I think kids thrive off of routine. And so then in the summer, you kind of have less of a routine and more flexibility, which is great because then you can go do the things that you want to do. But then it's also kind of throws everything off.
Do you feel like you learned anything about yourself this summer other than that you're going to have a 4th kid?
Yeah.
From Gabby?
Yeah. Did I learn anything about myself? I feel I've just allowed myself to let go more this summer, like letting the kids sleep in my bed with me because I cannot control everything and it's easier at this point and it's just a season. So I'm just letting go and allowing it to happen. And if one week they sleep in their bed and the next week they sleep with me, it's fine to have that change every once in a while.
Did you learn that you're a crazy person for taking on as much as you have?
Yeah, I do feel crazy.
Do you wish you would have listened to me sooner?
No, I wouldn't change anything that I've done this summer. It has worked out fine and work has been flexible with me. So it's been good to be able to see what options there are for me in that regard. There's a lot also like going on at work, like confidential stuff I can't really talk about, but it's like, had anything else changed, this wouldn't maybe be the situation that I'd be in. So it's all worked out fine, I think. I was trying to do content creation like 2 years ago. I kind of started and was like, I'll post one thing a week and like see what happens. And I got to a point where I was like, this is too much. I can't do it. And I don't have to be doing that. So why am I putting that pressure on myself to do it? And now I'm posting even more than I was before with less help and more responsibility on my shoulders because Tyler's not here. And yeah, I do feel a little bit crazy because trying to expand my options of income streams.
Are you enjoying it more this time around?
I feel more creative this time around. Before it felt like a checklist, like I had to do it. And this time I'm like, if you have an idea, just create it and post it. And it helps now that I've like had a couple of videos kind of go viral, just get more views and reach more people. And so I've seen more of a payoff this time around. I had created a couple, they got really big. And I was like, okay, maybe let's keep trying this. So I'm understanding sort of how to get people. Sometimes I get it, and sometimes I'm like, other people are like getting a lot of views on this and mine's not. So what am I doing wrong here?
Yeah. That's why I hate social media.
I know. It feels like a freaking numbers game. And that's part of why I'm just like, I don't care. And I'm just gonna like post it and whatever. Like, we'll just keep trying stuff and see what works.
Well, when we did the energy reading with Gabby, when she was talking to me, she brought up again like these visibility wounds that I have, which we kind of talked about last time. And last time she shared how my Nana, who comes through a lot for me, was saying that she has similar wounds. And so I spent some time this summer talking to my aunt, who's the middle child. I think I talked about this a little bit in one of the episodes, but
Yeah.
just basically like how Nana would take on a lot of emotional labor, which I've always heard the term the mental load, right? Like we're thinking about the teacher's gifts and we're thinking about if the kids need a new bigger size of underwear and we're thinking about have they gotten enough water today, like those type of mental load things. And it wasn't until I had Maddie on, who is the life coach, that we talked about divorce, and she was talking about the emotional labor in relationships and how that was like a really big thing that she had taken on in her relationship, and I had never really heard that term. So that gave me like the terminology for it. And then when I was talking to Kim, she was saying how our Nana would take on a lot of the emotional labor from our papa, which our papa was like a military man and he had been adopted and like abandoned by his mother as a child and just had like some big trauma where he felt like nobody would love him and would have big outbursts and stuff. And so I was connecting that of like, oh, I take on the emotional labor for not just my partner, but for a lot of people. And I was talking with Gabby about that, and she was saying too, like, I feel like there's this role that you have been playing for a while and you need to step out of. And so I've been brainstorming of like, okay, what is this role? Does that mean a mother? Does that mean a wife? Does that mean the control aspect of how much I need to control everything? Like trying to figure out what it was. So I put it into chat because chat knows a lot about my life, but it said if there was one role I would tell you to step out of, it isn't like designer or founder or wife or mom. It's being the manager of everyone's experiences, and that I feel responsible, like making sure no one's disappointed, making sure everybody understands my intentions, making sure my clients are happy, making sure my partner is happy, making sure that I'm doing motherhood correctly, or, just always trying to manage everybody's experience around me. Like even when I was talking about going to the movie theater when Abby did that whole thing, and I'm like concerned about, okay, where are people going to sit? Like I don't want people to be upset. I can't handle that discomfort if someone else is going to feel it. And so that's something that I've been thinking about and taking into account of trying to be better at evaluating if something comes to me like, okay, this isn't my problem to solve or like my thing to carry. So that is something that I've learned this summer and am working on.
I feel like it's been a summer of growth for sure. Just especially talking to Gabby a couple times this summer. I feel like I've personally had a lot of deep reflection this summer of what do I want and what do I want my life to look like and what am I okay with?
Yeah, I think that's the biggest question, which Gabby talks about a lot, is like she's not there to tell you what to do or what not to do. She's just there to like be a mirror for yourself. And there's no right or wrong answer. It's just what do you want? And that's the question I've found myself asking the most is like, what do I want? And I don't know how to answer that because I've been so busy making sure everybody else's needs are met.
Yeah. And personally, there's like so many things that I want that contradict each other. So I'm like, even if I identify what I want, I can't like pursue both paths. I mean, I can, and I have been, but there's just always conflicting feelings around everything.
Yeah, I've always heard the saying like you can do anything you want, but you can't do everything you want.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm like, well, watch me try.
Yeah.
And I'll make
I'll
sure,
prove you wrong.
yeah, and I'll make sure everybody else's wants are taken care of at the same time,
Yeah.
which just isn't
Exactly.
sustainable.
Yeah. Okay. Real quick to wrap this episode up. Do you have any chaotic moments from this summer that you want to spitball?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. I'll go then. Okay. Starly has gotten a bloody face of some sort 3 times this summer. So the first time was her lip. And it was a really bad. She ran into the step of the playground. And so she bruised her whole gum line, had a really big fat swollen lip. I think it was just her lip that was bleeding. So I have this picture of her. She had like wiped her hand on and was rubbing her eyes. So it's like all over her face. And then she bonked her lip on Sora's head. And so then I took another picture of her with like this bloody face. And then she bonked her nose doing a backflip in the pool. And so she had a bloody nose coming out of the pool. So like 3 different pictures of her with a bloody face and a swimsuit. I'm like, what is happening? It's always while Tyler's gone too.
I was there to witness the last 2.
They were pretty close together.
Starly's just like the clumsiest person in the world, and it cracks me up. Like the day that she, I think, hit Sora's head, then we were at the playground and she was not paying attention where she was going and like walked right into a pole. Maybe she's very whimsical and fairy and magic like me, where she's just in her own world and
Yeah, something.
these objects just keep getting in her way.
She is just something else. And she's been that way literally as soon as she could crawl, always running into something or falling, or like the tiniest little trip would turn into the biggest fall. So anyway, it's gotten a lot better since she's gotten older. But this summer I was like, oh my gosh, this is happening again. And I'm always like inside or up on the porch or something. So I'm like, oh crap, someone's crying. It's Starly, come up, bloody face.
Too bad you don't have a dad that's a doctor or something.
I know. Every time something happens, I'm like, wouldn't that be nice if our dad was a doctor and alive? Okay, and then another chaotic part of this summer, I had a slow week at work and all my friends had babies right back to back. So I was like, I'm gonna make them all their meals and take them to them. I have time to deliver them. And I was like, I'll make this into a series that I can post on Instagram so that people have ideas because I'm about to do this. And so I like put it all on myself within the span of 1 week. I was making dinners for 3 different friends, filming it, trying to deliver it. And then it was the same exact week that I was hosting Bunko. So I had to make dinner for that and prep my house and do all these things. So it was just the most chaotic week that I put on myself. Definitely felt crazy that week. I was like, I'm going to go insane because it was too much. I had to take a rest after that. And I'm sure a lot of people can relate with this last one, but fireworks with kids is the most chaotic experience. Like kids are running into sparklers and I want another one. And like, then they're throwing the poppers at each other's feet and then it like gets dust in their eyes. And it's just like, why do we do this? Literally, why is this a tradition? Because it is so insane. But anyway, the memories are fun.
Yeah, probably the most chaotic from the summer, actually. Chaotic moment was when we were at Seven Peaks or Splash Summit, and it was me, you, and Jake
In the wave pool.
in the wave pool with hundreds of people, everybody sitting in tubes. So, you know, if you're not in a tube, you can like get covered by a tube and drown. And we
Yeah.
had like 8. How many kids did we have that we were all watching? 7?
7 or 8. It was so
It
many.
was like Rowan, Starly, Sora, Tess, Charlie, Jax. So 6.
Yeah.
And Liv.
And
Right?
yeah.
Bray was there, but then she ran back to the towel. So it was 8. Went down to 7. Rowan was by Cedric most of the time, but he was just like off with just Rowan.
Yeah.
So then it was like between us, we're like trying to scavenge the
We're
pool.
like,
Like,
where are all the kids?
wait, where'd so and so go? Because Charlie kept trying to go off and swim by herself. So we're like, where is she? Does anyone have eyes on her? Jake's like getting out of the wave pool trying to see her. So it was like 15 minutes of all of us just like trying to make sure all the kids were alive. The rest of the day was really fun, but that was the one moment because we had sent Mom and James off to go do the boomerang. And we were just like, where are the kids? Are they breathing? Are they alive? Are they covered by a tube? Are they in the right depth of water?
Right. Well, and all of them could swim, or even Sora, I think, wore a life jacket at one point. But even with the life jacket, like the wave would come and cover her face. And so I'm trying to drag her and Rowan into the shallow part. And a mom looks at me. She's like, you need help? I'm like, I got it. I'm just going to pull them out of here. Like, I'm
And
good.
as you're pulling them out, the waves are coming and covering their heads. And
like splashing them, and I think they were faced away from the waves. So it was like a surprise every time. I was like, what is happening?
yeah, that was a mess.
Yeah. So anyway, what a fun summer. Hopefully everyone's ready for back to school. I think Utah schools are starting next week for the most part. So yeah,
I thought they started like end of August.
it might be I don't know. It might be middle of next week.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
yep, then definitely check out the back to school gift guide. I will post it on our stories.
Hopefully everyone gets back into their routine and feels a little more settled. I do love the fall just for the cozy, like calmness of it, especially this fall. I'm so excited to just hang out with my family. Tyler's coming home for a month. We'll have our baby. We'll do a Harry Potter movie marathon. We'll be living in front of the TV because Tyler will be incapacitated and so will I. So
He'll be incapacitated from his nose.
for a minute, like when he's on his pain meds and stuff. I doubt he'll stay down for very long. He'll probably be up and cleaning like the second
Right.
he can. But yeah, anyway. Okay, well, we'll see you later, Raiders.
Later, Raiders.